Total Pro Sports presents 15 of the most hated soccer players in the world. In North America, the NFL, NBA, MLB, and NHL are considered the big four sports. When it comes to the planet Earth, soccer easily dominates as the most watched and most popular sport, no question about it. With millions of people playing soccer, only so many thousands get the chance to go pro. With that, odds always are that a number of them will develop many haters along the way. Here are the 15 most hated soccer players in the world. Number 15, Wayne Rooney. The longtime Manchester United star and one of the best English-born players ever has gotten used to playing with enemies behind him. Rooney's become controversial for his drinking and smoking habits as a role model, while admitting to dealing with prostitutes in the past. He's always played hardball with the club that was loyal to him, threatening to leave unless he got his major payday. Number 14, Emmanuel Adebayor. Out of all the pro soccer teams, Arsenal fans have to hate him more than the average soccer fan elsewhere. But the problem for Adebayor is Arsenal has a ridiculously large fan base. He underachieved with the team, yet kept demanding a new contract. They gave him it only to be sold to Manchester City shortly thereafter, joining a rival and major threat. He also developed a reputation as a dirty tackler, not even close to class. Number 13, El Hadji Diouf. Diouf made a name for himself with an all-world and classic organization, Liverpool FC, but that doesn't mean he wanted to embrace the opportunities. Diouf seemed to make himself more hated among Liverpool fans than loved. He complained about being sent off in a game, calling himself the victim, and when Neil Mellor made his debut for Liverpool, he was awarded a penalty kick, but Diouf took the ball away from him. He taunted a player with a broken leg and spat at opposing team's fans. Not cool, dude. Number 12, Neymar. When you're a rising star and one of the best in the world on a successful yet hated Barcelona team, you are going to have a lot of haters. Couple that with Neymar's tax evasion scandal, and suddenly he looks like someone who thinks he's bigger than the world. Keep it classy, sir. Number 11, Sergio Busquets. Often regarded throughout his career as maybe the most hated man in Spain, Busquets probably brought that title upon himself. He's developed a ridiculous reputation for flopping worse than WWE superstars and looking to cheat like the dirtiest player in the game, Ric Flair. He's been a hothead and classless player in his career. Soccer is supposed to be a gentleman's game, so no wonder why people don't like the guy. Number 10, Lionel Messi. Maybe you hate Messi and think he should be number 1, but there's really no reason to hate him other than the fact that he's emerged as the best player in the world and always scores against your team. Unless you cheer for the Argentina international team or Barcelona, you probably don't like him, unless you can respect his greatness. Many of us do, but others hate him because of envy. Number 9, Ashley Cole. As a world-class defender, you could think people only hate Cole because he's so great at preventing your team from scoring. But at a second glance, it's clear why so many people cheer against him. He said he hated England and its people. Odd, considering he's from England. Reports also accuse him of being unfaithful to his wife, leading to their divorce. Number 8, Pepe. A world-class footballer out of Brazil, Pepe hasn't done a whole lot in his career to warrant likeness from fans who don't cheer for his team. He's been one of the dirtiest players in the league throughout his career, committing vicious fouls by pushing and kicking players and constantly getting red cards. He just can't play like a man of his age. Grow up, sir. Number 7, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. One of the greatest soccer players the world ever saw, Mr. Ibrahimovic has generated as much hate off the field as he has on the field. He said he didn't need to get his wife anything for her birthday since she had him, called himself God, said you can't watch a World Cup without him, called himself perfect, and refused to audition for Arsenal because he didn't do auditions. Still think it's crazy that some of us don't like him? Number 6, Arjen Robben. One of the greatest Dutch players ever who turned their fortunes around in international competition, Robben is like many players on our list. He's hated because he's great and probably always beats your team. But in a word as to why people hate him, diver. Seriously. He may want to go scuba diving whenever he can. Look it up yourself. Number 5, Mario Balotelli. Yes, Balotelli is a legendary Italian player, but his cockiness has gone over the acceptable level from many soccer fans. It's just been obvious how big of a temper and ego the man has. He has barely been a team player and has tried to show off many times. People just hate cocky winners, simple. Number 4, John Terry. He had it all in Chelsea as one of the best defenders the game of soccer had ever seen, and was a great representative for Team England. He's been an alleged racist throughout his career, but his worst incident was cheating on his wife with a teammate's girlfriend. Rule number 1 that breaks the man code, cheating on your girl. Good going, Mr. Terry. Number 3, Diego Costa. One of the key rules if you're an athlete who loves to fight is to either join UFC, boxing, WWE, or the NHL is a tough guy. Soccer isn't supposed to have physical contact repeatedly, but Mr. Costa doesn't think so. He's gotten into fighting incidents, trash-talking moments, and has even stomped guys throughout his career. A Brazilian native, he opted to play in Spain in international football. Not a good way to keep fans from your home country. Number 2, Luis Suarez. Do we really need to say much? Suarez was a complete jerk for biting Giorgio Chiellini on his shoulder during a 2014 World Cup game. How much more can you ask for when it comes to hating a guy? Suarez has been an obvious racist throughout his career and is the exact opposite of how a model soccer player could ask for. If you don't watch soccer, just search him up. You'll get the idea quickly. And number 1, Cristiano Ronaldo. They say to be the best, you've got to beat the best. But really, to be the best, you've got to be hated too. Truth be told, Ronaldo may be the greatest soccer player of his generation, but he isn't a Peyton Manning or Michael Jordan type athlete where he's a legend and well respected. Ronaldo has a museum dedicated to himself, has accused people of hating him for being rich and handsome, and perfectly displays the pretty boy image. People hate him because he's great, but he also seems to happily bring it and welcome it upon himself from other fans. Which soccer player have you hated the longest? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video, then please click like. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time to do so. We upload 7 videos a week. As always, we thank you so much for watching.